Imagine living in a place where night simply never arrives, where the sun refuses to set and the sky glows endlessly for months. It sounds like something out of a fantasy novel, yet in the far reaches of the Arctic, this phenomenon is very real. Welcome to the town of Longyearbyen, one of the northernmost settlements on Earth. Here, above the Arctic Circle, nature bends the rules of time itself. Every year, for several months, the sun stays in the sky day and night, creating a surreal world bathed in constant daylight. This extraordinary phenomenon is known as the midnight sun. The midnight sun occurs because of the tilt of the Earth's axis, about 23.5 degrees. As our planet orbits the sun, the Arctic region tilts toward the sun during the summer months, allowing sunlight to shine continuously without dipping below the horizon. In places like Longyearbyen, the midnight sun begins around late April and lasts until late August. For roughly 4 months, the sun circles the sky in a slow, glowing arc, hovering just above the horizon at midnight before rising again. For visitors, it's mesmerizing. Imagine standing outside at midnight, yet the sky looks like late afternoon. The streets glow in golden light. Mountains cast long shadows across glaciers. Birds continue to sing as if morning has never ended. But for the people who live here, the endless daylight can be both magical and challenging. Human bodies are deeply connected to cycles of light and darkness. Our internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm, relies on the rising and setting of the sun to regulate sleep, hormones, and mood. In a place where the sun never sets, that rhythm can become confused. Residents often struggle to fall asleep because their brains receive constant signals that it is still daytime. To cope, homes in Longyearbyen are built with heavy blackout curtains, designed to simulate night even when the sun shines brightly outside. Some locals even tape cardboard over their windows to block out the relentless daylight. Yet, despite these adjustments, the town thrives. Longyearbyen sits in the remote Arctic archipelago of Svalbard, halfway between mainland Norway and the North Pole. Surrounded by glaciers, icy fjords, and towering mountains, it is a landscape that feels both alien and breathtaking. During the months of endless sun, life here becomes uniquely vibrant. People hike through valleys at midnight. Children play outside long past what would normally be bedtime. Kayakers glide through calm Arctic waters under a glowing golden sky. Photographers from around the world travel here just to capture the strange beauty of a sun that refuses to disappear. But this endless daylight is only half the story. Because as summer fades, the opposite extreme arrives. In late October, the sun sets, and then it doesn't rise again for months. This period is called the polar night, a season when Longyearbyen is plunged into continuous darkness until February. The same tilted Earth that creates the midnight sun now turns the Arctic away from sunlight entirely. For over 3 months, the town lives without the sun. Yet, even in this darkness, Longyearbyen is not completely black. The moon, the stars, and sometimes the glowing ribbons of the aurora borealis illuminate the sky with shifting waves of green and purple. To many residents, the polar night is just as magical as the endless summer. Still, survival in such an extreme environment requires resilience. Temperatures can drop far below freezing, and polar bears roam the surrounding wilderness. Anyone leaving the town limits is required to carry a rifle for protection. Despite these dangers, people continue to call this place home. Scientists study climate change and Arctic ecosystems. Adventurers come seeking isolation and beauty. And a small community has built a life in one of the most unusual environments on Earth. But Longyearbyen holds another strange rule that surprises many visitors. Here, dying is technically illegal. Because of the permanently frozen ground known as permafrost, bodies buried in the cemetery do not decompose properly. Decades ago, scientists discovered that even viruses from the early 20th century remained preserved in frozen graves. As a result, the town stopped allowing traditional burials. Today, residents who become seriously ill are transported to mainland Norway to live out their final days. It is a reminder that this place, beautiful as it is, operates by its own unique rules. A town where the sun refuses to set, where months of light are followed by months of darkness, where nature still holds absolute power. And yet, people continue to live here, raising families, building homes, and adapting to rhythms that most of the world could hardly imagine. Perhaps that is the most fascinating part of all. In Longyearbyen, time itself feels different. Day and night lose their meaning. The sun becomes not just a source of light, but a constant companion in the sky. A glowing reminder that our planet is far stranger and far more beautiful than we often realize. A town where the sun never sets, and where the boundaries of day and night quietly disappear.